So the first card you have for your past is the Five of Swords. I'm just sensing that you're feeling a bit stressed about more, or maybe more than one person here. So this could be about friends or family, but you're feeling a bit uneasy at this time. And I'm just seeing, there was some weird communication, or maybe some misunderstandings or miscommunication between people going on. And for some reason you felt that these people had a bad impression of you or a wrong impression of you, and someone did say something that knocked your confidence a bit. I'm seeing that, but there's a lot of stress and bad feeling that was inside your mind. It's really in your mind. You're really blowing things up to make things seem worse than they actually were. So you're really imagining more was going on than actually was going on. And it's not good when people don't speak to you properly and make you feel bad about yourself. No, of course not. But it's not as bad as you felt it was. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have in your past is the King of Cups. This card's also showing me that you're feeling a bit uneasy emotionally. You had these emotions and they were making things seem a lot worse than they actually were. I'm seeing that again. And you just weren't feeling yourself at this time. And you're a bit sensitive, and yes, some people around you have been a bit thoughtless in the way they were speaking to you. I'm seeing that again in this card. But again, because you're emotional, this is why you're feeling a lot worse than you usually would be about this. Normally someone would say something and you might be a bit annoyed, but you'd brush it off. But at this time, you couldn't do this because of your emotions. And yes, you're just taking things to heart. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have your past is the Hermit. So yes, your emotions and these experience you had with some of these people just made you feel like you need yourself for a while. So that's what you did. You just kept to yourself. And I'm also seeing that relationships. I'm seeing that you've stepped back, or you were stepping back from them at this time, from relationships in general. Even whether you're single or you're in a relationship, you still felt like just taking a step back. So I'm seeing that, you were just feeling so emotional that you just didn't want to add stress to anyone else, or make anyone else stressed, or make other people feel stressed. So you just wanted to, keep to yourself. So that's what you were doing there. So the first card you have your present is the Nine of Wands. So I'm seeing that you're coming into a time when you just feel you are feeling a bit stronger emotionally now, and you're drawing boundaries around yourself as well. But just be careful you're not cutting people out or being too strict about these boundaries, because you were oversensitive, and because you're feeling like that and so emotional, it might make you overdo things, like say, oh, that horrible person said this, they're out. And maybe it's not quite as bad as you're imagining. So just have a think about whether you're going a bit too far with cutting people out. And of course, if people are nasty to you, if you feel it's justified, do it, of course. But with some people, I think, I'm just sensing that you might have to rethink that. You might have to rethink that, whether you're going to actually distance yourself from some people or not, or whether, and people are fallible, they make mistakes. So just think about that, that's all. So the next card you have, your present, is the Ace of Wands. So this is a fantastic card. So it has so much energy, and makes you have energy and you're jumping ahead, but you have a clear head as well. It's not as if you have this big hot head, you don't know what you're doing and you're running around. You know what you have to do. You're clear-headed, but you have a lot of energy. And at this time you're just feeling a lot more motivated about things generally as well. And I'm seeing for single people, if you're looking for a relationship, I am seeing that there is a spark around you at this time. There's an attraction. Now this is a physical attraction. It's very, very physical, I'm seeing. And you might just be friends with this person who's attracted to you, or you them, or maybe both. And or maybe you've just started talking to them, because I'm seeing this is very early days. Yes, there's a really strong magnetic energy between you. And yes, physical attraction. I keep on seeing strong physical attraction. Yes, that's what I'm seeing, definitely. They think you're very attractive, or you think they are, or both. So the last card you have, your present, is the Nine of Cups. Yes, you're starting to see that a goal that you've been wanting to achieve for a while is now really, truly possible. So you had this idea for this goal that you wanted to achieve, and you've had this for a while, but you've thought there was something in you saying, no, maybe this won't really happen. You know, like this little voice in the back of your mind saying, no, no, no. But actually now, at this time, you can see that it is possible. You can get what you want. You can manifest what you want. You can achieve what you want. You can see a real possibility of this happening now. And also with the Ace of Wands there as well, this is giving you the energy and, you know, the positivity to be able to do this. And, you know, enthusiasm as well. I'm seeing huge enthusiasm. And yes, there's a sense of urgency around this too, around going ahead and doing this now. But the other thing that's why I'm pausing, because I'm seeing there's also, yes, I'm seeing this physical attractiveness again, because I can see this beautiful show of this beautiful red hat on this man. He's dressed so beautifully, he has a lovely feather and there's lovely gold cups and everything's all beautiful. It looks beautiful. So somebody is physically attracted to you, or you are physically attracted to them. So that's coming out again in this Nine of Cups. So the first card you have for your future is the Star. So I'm seeing that someone around you hasn't been telling you something that you've been asking them. So I'm seeing you asking and asking, maybe you're calling, maybe there's texting, and you're saying, you know, can you please tell me this thing? And they're just not communicating properly. They're being a bit vague, or they're not telling you something. There's something that, you know, they don't want to admit to you, or they don't want you to know, or something like that. And, you know, this is in your future, so this is going to happen. It's going to frustrate you at this time. And they're going to avoid communicating with you. But then after that, you're going to be really mystified by why they're not talking to you, why they're not telling you this thing you want to know. And then suddenly it's going to come out with this Star. You're going to suddenly see why this person is acting like this. And I think, you know, all this time you were thinking something's not right with this person. This person's not telling me this. They're avoiding talking to me. They're avoiding this. And then it will come out and you'll find out exactly what this is here. So the next card you have for your future is the Knight of Pentacles. So this is where, you know, you're going to get into some serious work with this project or this goal. And I'm seeing, you know, I am seeing a long, slow process of work ahead of you. And you know this, you've got this workhorse with this pentacle. So it's a lot of hard ploughing work to get this money that you want, to achieve what you want. It might not be money, but to achieve whatever you want. And yes, you know this, you're prepared for this, and there's going to be someone around you also who you can trust. And you're going to be opening up to them and talking to them about this project. But not just this project, you really trust this person, so you're telling them why you're doing this, what the underlying feelings are behind you wanting to do this, what you want, whether you want, you know, security, whether you want to feel better, whatever's happened in your past to make you really want this so much. You're really going to tell them, you're really going to open up a lot about yourself. So it's not just this project you're talking about, it's about the underlying reason why you're doing this project. And yes, you really trust this person. I am feeling that you really trust them. Yes, so the last card you have in your future is the Knight of Wands. And things are going to be really moving for this goal now, I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing that, you know, for single people, this person in the Ace of Wands could start to make this really clear that they're attracted to you now. Or it could be, you know, you could be making this clear with them. But just be careful of things happening a little bit quickly with this person. What I'm seeing is that they might, you know, that they might come in a bit too quickly. And yeah, I'm just getting a very strong feeling that you might have to take your time with this person. Get to know them. I'm not saying there's something wrong with them. I'm just saying get to know them slowly before you jump in with them. That's what I'm seeing there. So Capricorn, I hope this resonated. These are general readings, so they won't always resonate with everyone, as I always say. But again, if you like this reading, please like or subscribe, or leave a comment if you'd like to. And thank you so much for watching.